Hey, what up, everybody? Cedar Breach coming to you, and the Cowboys are 3-1. I honestly remember a lot of talk about the Dallas Cowboys before the San Francisco 49ers game. Honestly, I thought that they were a team that honestly sort of scared me a little bit going into that game. I thought that it was a last-minute decision before, I knew that when we got up on them, I thought we were going to be all right. But a lot of the talk about the Cowboys was they were going to be another subpar 8-8 team, that they didn't really make any improvements from last year. Here they are. They go out and I don't want to say blowout, but this game was never really in hand for the Saints. There was one point when there was a shift in momentum going towards them a little bit when they scored back-to-back touchdowns. But it seems like they went out there for the next set of downs once they got the ball, and it was almost like one incomplete pass, and you just felt the momentum of that team just drop. And it was like they almost remembered that they were down 31-17. But the way that they scored those touchdowns, basically scoring 2 touchdowns in under 4 minutes, you could definitely tell that they had something going. Drew Brees is always going to be looked at as one of the best quarterbacks out there. Tony Romo is the guy that always sort of sticks his foot in his mouth. He always sort of botches something near the end of the year, and you always remember he's Tony Romo. And you never really think of these games like he did tonight, where he just comes out and he plays like a total superstar. Tony Romo, 22 completions for 262 yards, 3 touchdowns. Really hard to pick apart anything that he did out there. DeMarco Murray looking like an all-pro, 24 carries on the day, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns. It really just upping his game and just showing everybody that he is one of the best backs in the NFL. So many talks about him, whether if he was supposed to be taken high or low in many fantasy drafts. And he's probably going to have one of the best days for running backs out there. When you look at the Saints' numbers, they don't really look like a team that really gave up and didn't really give 100% effort. It's hard to say about these guys, but they only really played a half of a quarter of this game in the third when they were putting up points. Everything else just really looked like they weren't playing defense. They really couldn't get anything going on offense. Drew Brees, as always, 32 completions for 340 yards. He had 2 T's on the day. Robinson ran the ball for about 87 yards. Jimmy Graham got his touches. He was 8 receptions for 86 yards and a touchdown. Nothing really much to talk about this game because it just was over and done with before anything else. The Saints, 1-3. I mean, wow. I don't know what has happened to this team and what they've done. I thought that they had put together a pretty good team. If you remember, they'd signed Champ Bailey in the offseason. Before the season started, they let him go, almost sort of saying that they didn't really need the older wisdom out there. I read a story about him being ready to go, and he's willing to play any position just as long as somebody gives him a call. He'd love to play in the NFL. He still thinks he can go, and we'll have to see what goes from there. But the Saints, if you were to ask me at the beginning of the season who's going to be 1-3 and who's going to be 3-1 after this game, there's no way in the world I was going to pick the Cowboys being 3-1. But it looks like they got a team they're going to be reckoned with. Let's see what happens when they play a few more teams in the West. See what the Cowboys do against the Seahawks. See what they do against the Cardinals. I think anybody can do something on the Rams right now. But we'll see what we can do. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night.